Week 8 of the 2025 season, and we'll get to see a battle for conference superiority. It's the Vikings and the Chargers on Thursday night primetime.
Night beginning to fall over Southern California, but the lights are shining bright here at the spectacular SoFi Stadium in metropolitan Los Angeles. Hi, everybody. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. We're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should. And what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings. Well, down on the field, they're all thinking the same thing that they do every week. Closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
And shutting him off, now open field. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. They run the counter. Hampton, and nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Holding offense.
So not a lineman, but the tight end instead this time, drawing the holding call.
And more, what you're getting with tight ends are guys who are much more receiver than blocker. They may be willing, but that might not be their thing. Oftentimes, they'll be the ones getting the penalties.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. Escaping the pressure right. Herbert able to show his wheels as he gets the first.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. He finds his man, complete. It's Hampton, and he'll go down at the 28. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down. Here's Herbert. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Offense.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Up the middle they go. Hampton. And he's brought down at the 19 after a gain of 19. First down in the red zone. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
They'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. Here's 2nd and 7. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Herbert. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Harris. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Another timeout called by the Vikings now. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. This will be play number 9 coming up on this relatively long opening drive as they look to convert on 3rd down. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Here's Herbert. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
Oh, man. Just when the D thought they had the answer for him, he went and changed the question. Surprises him by taking off himself. He's able to set up his offense pretty with a 1st and goal.
Herbert now. That's caught at the 2. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down. 2nd and goal from the 1.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line.
Now it's Herbert. And this is incomplete. Down here in the red zone, you know your tight end's going to be a favorite target. Couldn't hang on.
And sometimes they just have to get out of their own head because they understand how tight windows are there and how many bodies are there.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Najee Harris, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
And how nice is it to have a guy like Najee Harris in the backfield when you get down near the goal line? He can use his 230-plus pound frame to just get you those tough yards, and he finishes things off here with a touchdown run.
Extra point up and good by Dicker, and that makes the score 7-0. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4 and 2nd down. But you talk about the defense for these Chargers. They come into play number 12 in the NFL against the run.
They're not an elite unit. They're not, as what you'd say, the top part of the league against the run. They're a solid group, though. They do a good job.
Fights through, and now a crease. Still on his feet. He may go. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Brutal, so take away the long touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Straight ahead, here's Mason. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now he's forced out right. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and he did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Davis now to return it. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Chargers get set to go here for their 2nd drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
Ball start. Offense.
Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. A false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on second down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Hampton. And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Eluding the pressure right. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Well, he and his offense was staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
They'll run on first down. Hampton. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 62 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 47. They'll try the air now with Herbert. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Jonathan Grenard from his outside linebacker spot gets him down there for a loss of 4.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
They'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on third down.
Brings up 3rd and 12.
Back to throw. Herbert. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Vikings are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Well, certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing is McCarthy. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, that's a nice pickup there, especially when it comes on the heels of a 3-and-out the first time you have the ball. They were determined to not have that happen again, and that's a nice throw for their first down of the game.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Deion Henley there on the tackle. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter. Now a 2nd and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Now McCarthy. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And it may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. Here's a 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's got a man. That's Keenan Allen. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, it's Hampton. And he is going to have the Chargers first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football. Operating from the gun, Herbert. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Mekhi Blackman's got it. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Up the middle, Jones. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Aaron Jones, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know that sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone? So
all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Possession switching back now to the Chargers. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown. So 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. The Chargers on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Looking to throw. Herbert working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. It's taken in by Quentin Johnston. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. From just shy of midfield, here's a 2nd down and 6. Operating from the gun, Herbert looking middle, and it's incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Short throw to Dissler. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Nice third down conversion and even 20 yards.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10, down at the 31. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Even though positive yardage was gained on that play, I think the defense has to be happy. Obviously, they were prepared for some trick plays coming into the game, and they looked very aware that those could happen on any given down.
And his throw is incomplete.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
It really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up a screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And now out comes Minnesota. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Working out of the gun is McCarthy. A check down here to Jones. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
To the air with McCarthy. And that will be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Returnable here for Davis. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and that will come the offense as they take over. The Chargers offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half. He's putting up some big numbers already, and we have yet to reach halftime. Throwing to start the drive. Herbert. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Brings us 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. Hampton slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. 2nd down and a yard. An inside give to Jones. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. Looking to throw McCarthy. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This is fielded at the 27. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And they will take over 1st and 10. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
2nd and 7. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Able to shake him off. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
Now how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
Over the middle, it's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 29-yard line.
Back to throw. Herbert. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, Herbert. That's complete right around the 8. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
A 22-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, we'll see if they want to try to put a drive together, possibly even take the lead here with a touchdown. Here's McCarthy. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Extra point try now from Dicker. And the lead is now 13. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Throwing after the interception, McCarthy. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. Looking to throw. McCarthy. Open man is Jalen Naylor. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Third down from the gun, McCarthy. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. Fielded at about the 28. So possession goes over here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Here's Herbert. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
And there, even if you've got to take something off that throw so that he slows down to catch it, that's far more preferable than what happened there. A big miss on what should have been a touchdown.
On 3rd down, it's Hampton, and he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. Some good games to look forward to in the early window, especially the one in Baltimore. A big one coming up for the Ravens as they get set to play host to the Chicago Bears. In the late afternoon games, the place to be might very well be Denver, Colorado. where it'll be the Broncos taking on the Dallas Cowboys. And lastly, we'll be tuned in on Sunday night for what should be a great one between the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. McCarthy, middle of the field to Jefferson. It'll be a gain of 5. And 3rd and 1 now. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. He's got his target. That's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. But forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now a handoff to Chandler. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Well, obviously they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. Drops this underneath for Chandler. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw. McCarthy able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Encroachment defense.
So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he is going to lose yardage here.
Holding offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Running left, Mason. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. 4 yards remain on second down. Ball on the 10. Throwing is McCarthy. His pass caught at the 4. And the Vikings are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Jones is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal. Mason on the taunts. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Third and goal, McCarthy. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. The LA defense up to snuff in coverage there. Pushes this to fourth down. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And this one is right through. And that cuts into the deficit. It's now 20-10. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
The Chargers offense and Justin Herbert getting set for this next drive. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. The Charger drive about to get going. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Up the middle they go. Hampton, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
He gets it to Johnston, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Herbert rolling to his right. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Allen now with a chance to run. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. Back to throw here, Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And this is going to be incomplete.
Tight defense there on 3rd down, but what a product of good coaching and even better execution because he realized he's in field goal range, no sense forcing anything, and he made sure he didn't.
And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that could all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Jefferson moving in motion left. They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That's a gain of 13 as they try to whittle away at this 13-point deficit. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now McCarthy. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from the arm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. McCarthy operating from the gun. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Tui Pelotu able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. And here's Ryan Wright now as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. That's taken on the 25. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Chargers offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And you see the numbers for him into this 3rd quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open throughout. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And some space here. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 115 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. It's Charger football, and they've got the lead as well as we begin the 4th quarter. Now it's Herbert. Flush to his right. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. They'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1. Throwing quickly, and Herbert completes it. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 19. 15 yards there for number 15.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
On 1st down, it's Hampton. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So all things considered, that's not the final nail, but it does make things exceedingly difficult now on the other side.
Yeah, because obviously now with a 16-point game, the other guys don't need just 2 touchdowns. They need a couple of 2-point conversions as well. Plus, they'll need either a turnover or an onside kick in there somewhere. So you're just adding to the list of things that need to happen in sequence. And it's going to be a pretty tall order this late in the game.
On play action, McCarthy. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure they only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. In search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. In a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Mason going to get it on first down. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Holding. Offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On play action, now McCarthy. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in a stadium. Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his second drop, indeed, not a good look. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. The Vikings on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 7.
False start. Offense.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. 3rd and 12. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Deion Henley in there to bring him down. And they went empty backfield, and because of that, nobody was there to pick up the blitz.
And you know that offenses, when they go with the empty backfield, they have different things designed on every play to try to account for things. But what people often forget, defense is audible as well. And a lot of times when they see an empty backfield, they audible right into a blitzing situation.
And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. Fielded just inside the 20. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. They'll start the drive here with an end around. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Short throw to Disley. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end, Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
Herbert now. Buying time to his left. Herbert has it knocked free. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. Now a handoff up the middle. Hampton. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Here is third down and 4. Here's Herbert. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll make it second down. Working out of the gun is McCarthy. And he slings one that's incomplete.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
Looking to throw McCarthy. And that's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy. That is caught and way up past the 35 before he's taken down. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing again, McCarthy. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down. Here's McCarthy. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. To the air with McCarthy. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
Going for it, here's McCarthy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
And the Vikings first down.
Sticking with the pass, here's McCarthy. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Then their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Throwing is McCarthy. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. There go play action. Here's McCarthy. This one caught. It's the tight end Hawkinson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
First down, Vikings.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Now 2nd down and a few inches.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 8-yard line.
On the give, it's Mason. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Back to throw. McCarthy. He's got his target. That's complete. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1. Looking to throw. McCarthy. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Here now, 2nd and goal. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. This one swung out here to Jones. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 3rd and goal, McCarthy. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
A very pivotal 2-point try that does not go their way. Now it's a big uphill battle for the rest of the 4th quarter.
The attempt was to try and make it a 1-score game, right? Touchdown, get 2, and now you've tied it up. Instead, they don't get it, still down 10.
So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this will not work out. The Chargers able to recover. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout, as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. And they take a knee. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And they'll indeed take a knee. Herbert to a knee, and that should just about write an end to this one. So this one's over. It's in the win column for the LA Chargers. Well, if you step back and look at this, CD, a pretty impressive victory. Not the best defense in the NFL they were going against, but it is a top 10 defense in this league, and they're pretty sound, but yet they found a way to get it done and get the victory.
Yeah, I got to give them credit because I think their game plan was really, really strong for this one. They knew where they wanted to attack. They knew how they wanted to execute, and they did it with confidence and a little bit of verve as well.
So for the Chargers, they're into the win column for the third time this year as they get the victory here. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.